Hey everyone and welcome. In a world run on AI and with cyber threats around every corner, how does a massive military alliance like NATO actually stay ahead of the curve? Well, today we're going to break down a really huge technological shift they're making, a move that's designed to future-proof their defense operations for years, maybe even decades to come.
I mean, think about it. It's a massive question, right? When your whole mission is protecting the security of nearly 1 billion people, you can't just use off-the-shelf tech. It's just not going to cut it. You've got to have the absolute best of the best in performance, in security, and in control. And that is exactly what this whole new strategy is about.
So let's just dive right into the headline news. A pretty major partnership was just announced, and it's really signaling a whole new chapter for NATO's entire tech backbone and, how it operates in this digital world.
That's the big one. The NATO Communications and Information Agency, you'll hear them called the NCIA, is making a massive leap. They're taking their most critical operations, the stuff that absolutely has to work, and moving it from their own data centers into the Oracle cloud. This is a very big deal.
Now, a project of this size, it's never a one-person show. You've got the NCIA, the NATO agency, driving this whole thing. Then you have Oracle, who's providing the actual cloud technology. Thales is stepping in as the prime contractor, kind of like the general manager overseeing the whole project. And the Reply Group, they're the hands-on specialists, the experts actually handling the tricky migration work. It's a real dream team.
Okay, so that covers the what of what's happening. But to really get why this is so important, we got to dig into the why. Why would an organization like NATO decide to make such a fundamental, massive change to its core systems?
Well, first you got to understand what the NCIA even does. Think of them as the tech and cyber nerve center for all of NATO. Their entire job is to connect all the member nations, defend their networks from constant attacks, and give them the digital tools they need to run their missions. And to do that job today, you have to be constantly upgrading, constantly evolving.
So the goals for this big move are pretty straightforward. The NCIA needed more horsepower, right? They needed to seriously boost their system capacity and performance. But it's also about looking ahead. They want to tap into the power of the latest AI innovations, all while making sure their security is, well, totally bulletproof. Bottom line, it's about being faster, smarter, and a whole lot safer.
And Thales, the prime contractor, really nailed it with this quote. He said the goal was to take advantage of the latest cloud and AI innovations without compromising the security of its data. That's the real trick, isn't it? Finding that perfect balance where you get all the cool new stuff without giving up even an inch on security.
All right, let's talk tech for a minute. The key idea, the concept that's really driving this entire project is something called the sovereign cloud. So what in the world is that, and why was it such a perfect match for what NATO needed?
See, NATO had a few demands that were completely non-negotiable. First, they needed strict data residency. That means their data has to stay exactly where they put it, period. Second, they needed hyperscale services, the kind of power that can handle absolutely massive workloads without breaking a sweat. And, crucially, they needed to be in the driver's seat the whole time, with full operational control. Oracle's Sovereign Cloud just happened to tick every single one of those boxes.
So what is a sovereign cloud? The simplest way to think about it is this. You get all the incredible power, all the cool features, and all the AI innovation of a giant public cloud, but you get to keep it all within your own digital borders. It's like having your own private, super secure version of the cloud that gives an organization like NATO total, absolute control over its data and how it operates. And this whole sovereign cloud idea, it's not some standalone thing. It's actually a key piece of Oracle's bigger strategy, which they call distributed cloud. The whole point of it is to give customers ultimate flexibility and control over where and how they use cloud services.
And what that really means is you can have the cloud wherever you happen to need it. You can use public cloud regions, I'm sure, or you can have a completely dedicated cloud just for you right inside your own data center, which is the sovereign model that NATO chose. And it also works with hybrid and multi-cloud setups. For a complicated global alliance, having that kind of flexibility is it's essential.
Okay, so we've talked about the what, the why, and the tech. But a project this huge, it's not just about servers and code, it's about the people. So let's take a look at the alliance of experts who are actually making all of this happen.
You've got Thales, who's acting like the conductor of the orchestra, managing the whole integration. Then you've got specialists from Red Reply and Shield Reply. These are the folks doing the really complex work of moving 3 old-school data centers over to the new system. And finally, Proximus is providing the super advanced, secure network to tie it all together.
And the ambition here is way bigger than just moving some files around. Like Reply's CTO put it, their goal is a secure, seamless, and future-proof transition. They're not just moving today's workloads, they're building an entire infrastructure that's designed to support NATO's mission for many years to come.
So, let's zoom out. We've gone through all the technical bits and the logistics, but what does this all mean for the big picture? What does this shift really signal for the future of defense technology?
At its core, this gives NATO's tech agency a massive power-up. It seriously boosts their ability to do everything they need to do with their most important information, manage it way more effectively, analyze it for critical insights, and of course, protect it from any and all threats out there.
And Oracle's take on this really points to the future. They emphasize helping the alliance benefit from an AI-optimized cloud. So this isn't just about solving today's problems. It's about getting ready to tap into the next generation of technology, especially AI.
And this, right here, this is the main takeaway. Look, it's easy to get bogged down in the jargon of cloud computing and all that, but what we're really watching is a fundamental, strategic evolution. NATO is rebuilding its digital foundation to be more agile, more intelligent, and way more secure for whatever challenges tomorrow brings.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty powerful question. By going with a sovereign cloud model that gives them both cutting-edge innovation and absolute control, has NATO just drawn up the new blueprint for how entire countries and defense alliances will handle technology from now on? It's something we'll definitely be watching. Thanks for joining me.